Hey guys, Rusty over here, and today we're going to be looking at how Halo can be great again. What does 343 need to do in order to make Halo as good as it was pre-Halo 4? And I truly think it can get back to that state. They just need to do these things. The first thing being some proper marketing. Now guys, let's be real. The marketing for Halo 5 was not good. It showed the commercials. They showed either Locke or Chief on the ground with the other one pointing a pistol at them, and essentially the themes were hunt for the truth and a hero has fallen, basically suggesting that Chief has done something bad or he's the bad guy now, and we need to hunt for the truth. Like, is he the bad guy? And if so, why? What happened? And what we got in Halo 5 had nothing to do with what was advertised. It was just Cortana, first of all of a sudden being alive, and second of all, she's evil. Nothing to do with what was advertised. They can't do that in Infinite. What they advertise for Infinite has to have something to do with the story. Now, second thing for advertising is there needs to be some epicness to get people excited for the game. Because right now, no one's excited for Halo again after Halo 5. The story was not good. No one's excited to see a Halo game. So they need to make people excited. How are they going to do that? Think of the Halo 3 trailers. When Halo 3 was coming out, a perfect example of this, the Super Bowl commercial, the Starry Night trailer that was played during the Super Bowl for Halo 3, it was so simple. All it was, first of all, two kids talking about essentially aliens, and then it just cut the Chief, putting his helmet on, whips down a bubble shield, absorbs a bunch of wraith shots, and jumps into a bunch of groups. A minute-long trailer, and it got me incredibly fucking hyped for Halo 3. I was so excited for it. Now, I know 343 can make trailers like this because they already did. They did it for Halo 4. I'm thinking of this one trailer where Chief engaged a bunch of knights. It was eventually captured. And basically, I'm pretty sure it showed the Didact for a second and ended, an ancient evil has awoken. That was epic. That was cool. That got me excited for Halo 4. Too bad it sucked. Now, get some proper marketing, make it epic, and have it have an idea of the story. What's going on, make sure they relate to each other. Now, speaking of the story, to understand the story of Halo Infinite, you should not have to know stuff outside of the game. I'm talking books, TV series like Nightfall, comics, anything. The only thing you should have had to do before was play Halo 4 and play Halo 5. Or just understand the story of those two games to understand the story of Infinite. To me, in Halo 5, it was kind of ridiculous to fully understand everything. Where Osiris came from, where Blue Team came from, what the story was about. It was ridiculous to me that I had to read a bunch of these books or in a TV series or comics to essentially understand where everyone was. I don't like that. Just make sure 343, play Halo 4, play Halo 5, then you can understand the story of Infinite. Now again, sticking on the subject of the story, it's no mystery that the community, the Halo community, does not like the story of Halo 5, with Cortana especially being evil. I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. So, in my opinion, I don't know how they could do this. I don't even know if they can do this. However, I think Cortana, there should be very little for an Infinite. I feel like they should get rid of her almost immediately. Maybe by the third mission, kill her off. I don't know how. I'm not a creative story writer. Just get rid of her. No one likes her as her being this evil villain right now. I don't like her. Now, what is something the Halo community truly likes right now? You know it. The motherfucking Flood, boys. They need to bring back the Flood in Infinite. The amount of hype and excitement around the Flood, even though they're haven't been in the past two Halos, is insane to me right now. Everyone's excited about the Flood. Everyone thinks the Flood, just because of the lore outside of the game, lore outside of the game, right? Just because of the lore outside of the game, people think the Flood is going to be in Infinite, and it's insane to me. It would be insane to me if 343 did not put them in Infinite. I love the Flood. I think they're an incredible enemy, and I think it's about time they're brought back into the Halo franchise. Now, I want to talk about Master Chief for the campaign. First things first, I don't want any more of this squad stuff or team stuff. I don't want Chief rolling around with Blue Team. I don't want to switch back and forth between Osiris and Chief. I don't like that. It's not cool to me. It was okay in Halo 2, but I don't like how they did it in Halo 5, with you control, essentially, by the way, if you die, you're dead. You don't have another Spartan go and revive you. Nuh-uh, you're fucking dead. You fucked up, you respawn, you try again. Essentially, guys, I want Chief rolling by himself, maybe a few Marines by him. Other than that, I want no other Spartans with us. No, just Chief, this badass motherfucker going and doing his own thing. Speaking of being badass, can we make Chief badass again? Guys, Halo 4 and 5, Chief was not as badass as he was okay. He had some epic moments, but overall, he was just a plain dude to me. In Halos 1, 2, and 3, I saw Chief as this badass super soldier going around and fucking shit up. Now, how are they going to do this? First of all, if you watch my top, me ranking my video where I rank the Halos from worst to least, or to best, You know, I have an issue with Chief talking too much in the new Halos. Now, I don't want to go too much detail on this. Honestly, I can make a whole video on this. But essentially, what my problem with it is that if he talks too much, he's not going to have that many special lines, if any at all. Now, I want to give you an example of how they can convey something without Chief speaking so much. So let's say, alright, let me just go right into an example. Combat Evolved, it's the Maw. Not the first cutscene, but the second one where the monitor just shut down the countdown and Cortana just says, I don't know what to do. Chief goes, how much firepower would you need to crack one of those shields? Cortana says, a well-placed grenade, but what? She doesn't even finish it. You know why? Chief already has a fucking grenade in his hand and he's just catching it back and forth. Doesn't need to say a single word there, and the message is conveyed perfectly, and it's just awesome and gets me excited. You just think like, oh, you know what he's about to do. He's about to blow this motherfucker sky high. That's what I'm talking about. Chief did not need to say a single word there. All he had to do was whip out a grenade, just throw it in his hand, and I thought that was epic. They could add less talking for Chief and more cool shit like that in for him. And to be honest, I think it was awesome. And of course, guys, staying on the topic of epicness, I feel it's important to keep it in the game. I've always saw Halo, and I'm sure everyone who has played Halo, pre-Halo 4, knows it as being this awesome, epic fucking game with, especially Halo 3, these huge, awesome open landscapes and epic battles. Now, 343 said they're taking huge inspiration from Combat Evolved, meaning, what they should add, in my opinion, are these, again, open landscapes and can take inspiration from Halo 3 and use these open landscapes, not only for exploration, which I feel is important, add little nooks and crannies that you can explore by yourself, and add little Easter eggs there, I don't know. Let people explore and find shit on their own. Now, these open landscapes are important just for exploration. They could have these awesome, epic battles, just like in Halo 3, where Scarabs could come in. I'm thinking of the part of the arc where you're in the tank, you had the 3 tanks come out after the light bridge, Phantom, choppers everywhere, there's wraiths everywhere, and at the end you have a Scarab to fight. The Covenant, when you're about to breach the Citadel and fight Truth, or kill Truth, let's be honest, Truth would follow you as your Master Chief. 2 Scarabs come down. That moment when the 2 Scarabs came down, I remember myself, where I said, 2 words. Oh shit, dude. I guess that's 3. I was not good at math. Anyways, add these open landscapes and use them to create these epic battles, add little nooks and crannies for awesome Easter eggs. Now, I just want to talk about 2 more things for the campaign, and also, honestly, not even just the campaign, this is just the game in whole. 2 things they need to add back, and I feel this is very, very important, more important than it might seem. First one being the soundtrack. I want the old soundtrack back. Guys, to me, it was ridiculous that in Halo 4, we went through the entire campaign without the theme song playing once. And by the theme song, you know, like, how is that not in a Halo game? And in Halo 5, they barely played it at all. To be honest, I don't even remember if they played it all, and if they did, it was very little. Guys, they need to add that back in the game. And for the love of God, put it with a Warthog run at the end of the game. That would be an incredible ending for me. Halo Combat Evolved 2, Warthog run, theme song playing. I don't fucking know. Maybe the Flood takes over the Infinite, and they're about to leave the planet. You have to blow up the Infinity. You have to blow up the Infinity, destroys the ring, fuck the Flood, you win. CE2, it'd make my day. Now, with the soundtrack, they also need to bring back the old art design. Guys, let's be honest. The old art design, the Covenant especially, they look stupid. They look completely prehistoric. They look like dinosaurs, every single one of them. The elites especially, they don't look elite. They look more like brutes than elites. It's insane to me. They need to bring back the old art design, specifically the Halo 2 Covenant design, especially the elites there. I think that was the pinnacle of Halo art design, and bring it back there. The current art design and the current soundtrack does not have a Halo feel to it. Alright? Get rid of it. Add their old stuff back in. Now, that's all I really want to see for the campaign. I'm sure I'll think of more again when I end the video. Maybe I'll make another video on this. Now, I want to talk about, before I go on the multiplayer, I want to talk about the Forge. So what does 343 need to do with the Forge? So what they're going to want to do is about absolutely 0 things to it. Nothing. The Forge in Halo 5 was, in my opinion, really, really good. Essentially just turned it into a map editor from StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3. Led to these really awesome custom games. If you ever watch Achievement Hunters Things to Do in Halo 5, there's just showcasing some of those custom games, and they were incredible. There's some really creative people out there, and 343 gave them tools, even more tools than in Reach, which I thought Reach was insane. Halo 5 gave them even more tools to make these awesome maps. Don't change the Forge, copy and paste it in the Infinite. Now, multiplayer. This is, in my opinion, going to be the absolute most important part of Halo, because this is what's going to keep people playing after the campaign, and some people don't even play for the campaign, which is fucking insane to me. They play it strictly for the multiplayer. Now, first things first, guys, let's talk about gameplay. This enhanced mobility gameplay where you could dash left and right, you could hold your melee midair and do a Spartan ground pound, you could Spartan charge, you could grapple over walls, you can aim down your sights. All that crap needs to get out of a Halo game. That does not belong in a Halo game, guys. It just doesn't. It might be good in some other game, but not in a Halo game. I don't like it. Most people don't like it. Get rid of it. Now, staying on the topic of aiming down sights, obviously they shouldn't get rid of it completely. It's always been a thing in Halo that you can aim down your sights for precision weapons like your sniper rifles, your DMRs, your BRs, your magnums. Which I always thought it was weird that you came down to magnum, but it's been in Halo since Combat Eval, so keep it in. What I'm talking about is the fact that you aim down your sights for an assault rifle, a plasma pistol, a fucking energy sword. Pew! I still never understood that. Get rid of that. That doesn't belong in a Halo game. Keep it for your precision weapons. Now, something else they should also get rid of is going to be create a class. First of all, this is not Call of Duty. This is Halo. You don't get to create your own class. And also Ordnance. Get rid of Ordnance. Now, the reason why I want those gone is that it's always been a thing in Halo multiplayer that you could go out on the map and find these guns. Now, if you spawn with a light rifle or a Covenant carbine or a storm rifle and you find one on the map, you're not going to give a shit. If you wanted the Covenant carbine in the old Halos, you had to go on the map and find it. Now, staying on that note, it's the same thing with the Ordnance and power weapons. The fact that pre-Ordnance, everyone would have to know where the power weapons spawn, and everyone would rush to it. It is, first of all, create this. It depends how many people go there. Maybe a cool battle's there, and whoever comes out on top gets the power weapon and gives their team an amazing advantage. And I always thought that was a great thing in Halo. The fact that Ordnance is a thing essentially gets rid of this advantage, the fact that everyone gets power weapons. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. Get rid of it. Now, I want to talk about, staying on this note with the armor abilities, I want to talk about everyone having sprint. Personally, I would just delete it. Armor abilities, sprint, just get rid of it. However, I do not think 343 is going to do that. I would be shocked if they did. I just think at this point, too many people expect permanent sprint to be in for everyone. I don't think they're going to get rid of it. However, I do think there's a compromise. Instead of just getting rid of sprint completely and armor abilities, take an inspiration from Halo 3. Make it equipment. You go out on the map, you find, I don't know, jetpack, armor lock. Don't bring back armor lock. Forget I said that. Don't bring back armor lock. Fuck armor lock. You have to go out on the map, find jetpack, sprint, hologram, active camouflage. Make active camouflage actually active camo again. You have to go out on the map and find these things. That way, you find it, you get there, that's yours. Not everyone gets access to this. And also, it's not permanent at that point. Kind of like in Halo Reach or in Halo 4, where you have a little bar showing, I don't know, when your jetpack runs out. Once that runs out, you drop it. You're out of, I don't know, energy. You can't use it anymore until you go on the map and you find another one. I think that's better than what we currently have, than everyone having access to sprint or every single armor ability. It makes it somewhat skillful to use instead of basically just being a part of the base game. And I personally feel that'd be much better. Now, that's all I really have to say gameplay-wise for multiplayer. And to be honest, I don't even think that's the most important part for multiplayer. I'll tell you why. Let's remember Reach. You like that? Let's remember Reach for a little bit. Now, in Reach, its armor customization probably had the most in-depth, I think I said that right, armor customization in any Halo, and it was incredible. I think it had like something like 8 to 10 different things, pieces of armor to choose from, including your Firefight voice, your visor, your armor effects. I loved it. There was just so much customization in Reach, and I know 343 already said that if you liked Reach armor design and customization, you're gonna like Infinites, or you're gonna be excited for Infinites. And you know what? That gets me excited, because if they bring that back, I am hyped. However, I don't want them to just bring back just there being a ton of armor customization. I think that'd be good, but however, what really made it great, in my opinion, was the way you unlocked that armor. So, if you don't know how it worked, essentially you would play multiplayer games in Reach, Halo Reach, and you would get credits. Now, I'm going to go off topic for a second, because this would do two things. The first one would level you up. I just want to talk about ranks real quick, just real quick. Let me know if you're with me on this. What's more exciting? going from, I don't know, Colonel to General? I think that's how that went. Colonel to General? Or from level 10 to level 11? Get rid of the number ranks, 343. Add back progressing through the ranks of the military, and just like in Reach, add what I call them Spartan ranks, essentially ranks after General, after the military ranks, so you could keep progressing, so that's your Legends, your Nobles, your Mythics, and eventually your Inheritors, so on. However, obviously don't just copy and paste and make new Spartan ranks. For me, it's much more exciting going from a named rank to just another number. That's my opinion. Let me know if you agree with me. Now, I did go off topic there, so the second thing credits would do in Reach, you wouldn't just use them to level up. They would be a currency that you would use to buy armor from the armory for your Spartan to start customizing him. Essentially, it was an out-of-game progression system. You could progress your Spartan. It didn't make you any better, but damn, it made you look cooler. You could eventually, you say you have a target goal to buy every single thing from the armory. That would inspire you or encourage you to get your ass in the multiplayer, even if you're bored, just to buy enough credits or earn enough credits to go and buy your armor. And you know what, guys? It fucking worked. It had me playing Reach. Even when I was bored in multiplayer, I would go in there just because I want to unlock the next piece of armor for my Spartan. Now, I don't want it where it's just like in Reach. In Halo 3, there was some ways you would unlock armor through achievements. Example, the Hayabusa armor, the one that made you look like a fucking ninja, or a samurai, I guess. To unlock it, if I'm remembering this correctly, this is the armor I'm thinking of, you had to go and collect all the skulls in Halo 3 campaign, and you will unlock an armor set, the Hayabusa armor set. And then, obviously, this you could choose if you just want the Hayabusa helmet, the shoulders. Essentially, you could customize it how you want it. But to unlock every single piece, you needed every single skull in Halo 3. And you know what? It encourages gameplay. It encourages you to go do specific things, maybe in multiplayer, in campaign, or Firefight. So, another example. What if they made an armor set for completing the campaign on Lasso? If you don't know, legendary, all skulls on. You see someone walking around in the Lasso armor set, you know they're fucking A, good at the game, and put in the time and effort to earn that armor. Lasso is not easy. It takes a while to do. It is difficult. Another one could be the speedrunning ones, complete legendary under 3 hours, maybe complete legendary without dying armor set. Essentially these achievements and armor sets that drive gameplay, so if you see someone walking around in the set, you know they're a fucking badass and they're probably pretty good at the game. Again, I just think that would be cool and it would inspire me or encourage me to do certain things in the game. I think it would be awesome. Now, I also think they should add back daily and weekly challenges if they're going to do this credit system just like in Reach. Because again, it drives certain gameplay and encourages you to do certain things, and I like them. That's it. And another small thing before I go into one more big thing from multiplayer is going to have to do with playable elites. Now, personally, I always thought if you played an elite, you were kind of an idiot because they were always easier to headshot. But fuck, I thought they also looked cool. If someone wants to play an elite, why not add it in the game? I never understood why they took it out. So bring it back. Why not? Now, guys, before I end the multiplayer section, I want to talk about microtransactions. Don't put them in. They're a cancer to gaming. If they add microtransactions where, I don't know, let's use the rec packs in Halo 5, for example, where half the armor abilities, not abilities, but the armor sets and pieces are in these rec packs that you have to buy with an in-game currency, but you could spend real money to buy this in-game currency to buy the rec packs, so it's not technically a microtransaction. Anyways, if they add that into Halo Infinite, to be honest, even if they add the Reach progression system where you buy armor and even the Halo 3 ones where you earn it, it's going to ruin it for a lot of people, even myself, and they're not going to feel as special as, say, unlocking every single piece of armor in the armory. I think microtransactions are a cancer to gaming. I don't want to see them anymore in Halo. In Halo 5, I was so upset when they added microtransactions. It hurt. Get rid of them. Fuck microtransactions. Now, before I end the video, I do have one more thing to talk about. Now, this is a little bit of a smaller thing because it's not as popular as a game mode. By the way, bring back Invasion for multiplayer. It's not as popular as a game mode. I want to talk about Firefight. Now, if you don't know what Firefight is, it's essentially just a horde mode. You survive as long as you can until you die. Now, in Reach, in my opinion, while it was cool that you could basically have these custom options that you could essentially make yourself invincible, spawn with whatever you want, choose what enemies you spawn with, that was cool. That could be in there. However, I think it kind of ruined it for me. The fact that I could choose that, there was nothing to do in Firefight. It was just a fun little thing to go kill shit. I think there should be a specific game mode alongside those options that you go in there and that you start with an assault rifle and a BR or a DMR. And that's it. You need to survive as long as you can. Now, you can steal enemy weapons, maybe some power weapons like reinforcements will spawn across the map, some vehicles to help you, and obviously each wave gets harder and harder with skulls turning on, just like in the old Halo 3 ODST Firefight, and you just go until you die. I think that would make Firefight great, and to be honest, just like I was talking about with achievements unlocking armor, let's say you get to wave 50 of Firefight, that can unlock the Firefight armor set. So you see someone walk around the Firefight armor set, you know they survive for a long ass time in Firefight, and again, I just think it'd be cool because it would drive gameplay. And to be honest, guys, that's all I can really think of right now. Again, I'm not really doing this as a script. I think I literally just have a small thing in front of me saying, get rid of microtransactions. Something like that. I have no script. This is mostly all from the heart, all from the head, off the top of my head. And that's all I can really think of right now. If you have any ideas, and leave a comment below. If you agree with me, leave a comment below. If you disagree with me, let me know why, because I'm curious. I'm sure I could argue with you, and I'm sure I'll prove you wrong. Anyways, guys, I do appreciate you watching if you made it through this whole video. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. See ya.